Jim Krenn, No Restrictions with John Vento and Jim Patulski. And we have a great show for you. We have David Bogo coming up. You don't know his name, but you will. He is the #1 Steeler fan. He's a guest on the show. And sit back, get your favorite beverage, and join us. Jim Krenn, No Restrictions. On the line, we have a special guest on the show. It's actually the first guest of this rendition of the show with John Vento as my co-host and Jim Patulski. And this is an interesting guest. He's a guy's guy. I saw his video. I'm honored to have him on the show. He's a veteran, a war veteran, and he is the Steeler fan of the year. Wow, and it's David huge. Bogo. David, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Jim and John. I appreciate the time this morning.
Hi, David.
So, Dave, explain how you got this and explain your feelings when you got it.
Yeah, so I had no knowledge of my nomination or anything at all. What I found out after the fact was my daughters, in the summer, were sitting in the back of my car. They're, both of them are in college. And they wrote this essay about me to the Steelers because it popped up on the phone. And then next thing I know, I was invited to a Steelers game where I have season tickets, and they, the Steelers had some nice, fun, pretend that I was selected randomly for the season ticket holder to be on the sideline, which I thought was amazing because I'd never been on the sideline before.
Right.
And then next thing I know, Pat Fryermuth's walking up to me and telling me that I was the fan of the year. And I'll be honest, I had no idea what he was talking about. There is a video of it, which is quite funny because I have no clue what's happening. And it took me a minute to understand what the fan of the year was, honestly, because I wasn't, in any mindset to know what that was. So, a funny thing is I asked, Pat after we were talking, and I said, hey, do you know what this means? And he looked at me and he goes, no, I really don't either. And I was like, all right, we're at least we're on the same page. So it was a great, great night. And, my daughters are amazing women. So, very proud of them.
That's just it, David. What it means, I think, is to everybody anyway, is you represent who we are, Steeler fans, and it's family, and it's the city, and it's a pride and
service.
And your service that you gave, which we all thank you for. That encapsulates, I believe, what a Pittsburgh Steeler fan is, and you were the perfect representation of that. When did you start? When I remember when I was like probably 8 or 9 years old watching Franco, where it was my first fell in love with the Steelers and Bradshaw. How about you? When did you start?
Yeah, I would say that I vaguely remember parties at my house when I was younger, not knowing what the games were. Maybe it was a Super Bowl back in the late 70s. I don't know. But I think it's more along with you. Like, I remember the end of the 70s run in the early 80s with Franco and a little bit of Bradshaw, and then unfortunately, we moved into the 80s, which, as we all remember, were a dark time for the Steelers.
Yeah, the Kent Graham era.
Bobby Brister, the whole deal back in the day. So, and struggling through that, and then into the 90s was awesome. So, and then I came to University of Pittsburgh, so I could be in Pittsburgh, and that's kind of where I started my journey here in the city itself.
Oh, so wait, you're not a Yinzer?
My dad was born and raised in Italy, and he came to Pittsburgh, but I kind of grew up until about high school in central Pennsylvania, but I have family and everything here in Pittsburgh. So I consider myself a Yinzer, even though I wasn't born here, but this is where I, just moved away. Like, my story, I literally quit everything just to move to Pittsburgh because I got season tickets last year. And I think that was one of the reasons why they picked me.
You bleed black and gold, so you're a Yinzer, brother.
Well, Jim Krenn says you're a Yinzer. You're a Yinzer.
Yeah, I definitely bleed black and gold in the city, and it's funny. That saying is funny to me. I've always wondered why, a certain day of the year we can't, in Chicago for St. Patrick's Day, they dye it green. Well, we should have a day in Pittsburgh where one river is dyed yellow and the other is, dyed a little darker. And to see it come together, when they merge, I think that would be a cool thing.
We may, Dave, let's suggest that to the mayor if we win this game or when we win this game Sunday. This is being recorded for the listeners before we play Buffalo. So we're all, hoping here. My mom, of course, lit a candle with St. Stan, so we have God on our side.
Nice. But that's always good to have on our side.
We need God. And I have to tell you, were you? I wasn't totally shocked. Were you shocked at all that Mason Rudolph turned it on the way he did the last few games?
No, you know what? It's funny. It reminds me a lot of when Ben first took over because he didn't throw all the time and have the arm and have the, air game we had. It was more of a traditional manage the game, make the good throws when you can, but hand the ball off. And I think, in the past, Mason's been asked to come in and be Ben. He's not Ben, but this system seems to fit him perfectly where he can make those throws when needed, but really it's a management style, and he's doing great. It's crazy.
He humbly waited his turn, too.
Yeah, no, and that's the amazing thing, and I see his interviews, and you can tell he's still kind of in shock that this is happening, I think, because he's just waiting for the cards to turn, like always, So you can tell he's being a little tentative with being excited about the opportunity, so it can move forward with him. But I'm glad they're sticking with him. I mean, you got to go with the hot hand, but I think he'll be on a short leash, actually.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got Kenny Pickett, too. He's
that's what I mean. I think if there's an opportunity to get him in and, show everybody why he's our guy for next year, then they might do that.
It will be the upset of the playoffs if we win.
Oh, it sure will
We're
be.
good for upsets, though.
We're the biggest underdog in the playoffs.
I think it's 10 points right now, which
is
crazy.
That is no surprise. I mean, when you look at Buffalo, they're on a roll.
TJ Watt out.
And he's out, and we have no linebackers.
But we have Dave. This is a good luck omen, having you on the show, brother.
This is big.
So this will do it.
Dave, are you going to Buffalo for the game?
You know what? I've been trying to figure out how to do it. So my partner in crime is my 21-year-old daughter.
Right.
And she does have my granddaughter. So that's the biggest thing is we usually take her to the game, but this is a game where I know the weather's going to be a little crazy.
And the fans will be crazy.
And my granddaughter's only 20 months, so we don't really have anybody to watch her for the full me drive up there, with her, go to the game, and then come back. And that's what we're trying to figure out.
Jim,
so
I think we could watch her.
Go there.
Yeah,
just bring the baby to our studio.
I don't know if you trust John and I will do our best.
Does
she drink? Does your granddaughter drink?
Well, who's asking?
Iron City beer.
Formula, just like I drink.
Oh, formula?
I drink formula, too, so we're good.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dave. Mix in there.
Yeah, a little kick on the side. Hey, man, thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it. Best of luck to you, Dave.
No, thanks, and I appreciate you guys. The one thing about this whole thing is, I think Pittsburgh has the best fans of the year, and it's weird that I am the fan of the year. I don't think I should be. It's a strange thing from my background to be the guy for the Steelers. So, as much as it's awkward, I do want to win the fan of the year because I think the city of Pittsburgh deserves to have the fan of the year because of our fans. So get out there and vote if you guys – there is a way to still vote for me up until the night before the Super Bowl. I will actually be sitting in the NFL Honors ceremony, hoping to be announced as the NFL Fan of the Year.
Wow.
So
all right.
Need your guys' support, NFL.com.
Okay.
My last name is Bogo, which is buy one, get one, so now everybody should remember who the Fan of the Year is.
I like it.
And just type in BogoNFL.com, and it should pop up, and you can vote for me.
Oh, man.
Fantastic.
I would love it. They call you an NFL Honors. All right, we're pushing you.
Let's get it out
NFL Fan of the Year. Next level, baby.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Anytime you guys want to talk, military, sports, I'm your guy.
All right, man.
Love to keep in touch.
You are our official Steeler fan of the show.
Fantastic. What a guest.
All right. Perfect. Anything you need, I'm here for you guys. Thank you so much for the time.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Take care.
Yep.
Dave
Be
Bogo.
safe. Bye-bye.
Dave Bogo. He is the Steeler fan of the year, and he's going to go on to become hopefully the NFL
That's
fan
huge.
of the year. That's a pretty cool thing.
That is
he's such a
really
good guy. He said it got him out of left field, and that's what's so cool. He reminds us of everyone. He can empathize. That's what I would feel. I'd be like stunned to win something like that. And that's what's his family.
He's a man of humility. Well, you know what? He was, he served in the military, loves his family. This thing, though, about his granddaughter not drinking beer, that's a problem.
Well,
we want to start them young.
Years.
I was at the new Iron City plant yesterday, Jim.
How was it? Is it beautiful?
Have you been there?
No.
It'll blow you away.
I can't wait.
It will blow you.
You take me.
It is
Take me as a
we
guest.
can go. Moondog arranged it for my tour.
Wow. All right.
It is a
See if Moondog
world
go
class.
with
You know,
us.
it's in Creighton.
I didn't know that.
They bought the old PPG factory in Creighton.
Okay.
And they've turned it into a world class brewing beer and distillery
Iron City is back.
in a huge way. We're going to go. We should do a show from there.
I'd love to. Yeah.
It will blow your mind. I'm just telling you. People are going to be. It's going to be a music venue. It's indoor facilities. It's a gift shop. It's a brewing thing. It's crazy.
I remember being in Needs Bar one time, and the greatest line I ever heard about Iron City. I don't know the guy who said it. He said it with a heavy Pittsburgh accent. It was awesome. Jimmy or somebody said, "Hey, do you want an icy light?" And he goes, "I don't drink no yappy fruit juice. I'm Red Label." So he's like old school Red Label.
How about our visit with Jim Need?
Yeah, it was great seeing
Wasn't
Jimmy.
it wonderful?
It was great seeing him. We did have some Iron City. You know, Red Label's interesting though.
Yeah.
It is. It's got like it's best with pizza. Pizza and Red Label's good.
That's a serious
It's a nice
beer.
little combo. It's a very.
It kicks
it's a
my
good
ass.
beer. It's a good lager.
very good beer. Yes, it is.
You know.
Yep.
And it's still here. It's still hanging. Through all those years.
They're back.
Do you remember? This
back.
beer's gone from like the 30s or 40s. Where it's been forever. Iron City beer.
Mid 1800s.
Is that how long it was?
Yeah, like 1870 or something.
My.
Yes.
1870 screaming, "Give me an icy light."
And
They were
now it's
singing that
locally
song.
owned.
Wow, that's amazing. And remember they had all these different promotions. They had this old frothing slosh. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't there like a woman who's
Very voluptuous.
voluptuous? That's the word I was trying to look for. Voluptuous
with
woman.
large mammary glands.
Yes, very voluptuous.
Yeah, she was very nice.
She was like the spokesperson for it.
She was the spokesperson.
She was like
yeah.
huge in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
And then all the cans
In
with
every
all
way.
the Steelers and all the Pirates and all the collectibles.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Bob Prince and he's talking about.
it was fantastic.
It's amazing.
They're back. They're back.
I hope Dave gets all the stuff, and I hope he gets to go to the Super Bowl. Boy, it'd be a miracle if the Steelers get there. I know we're underdogs, and it's tough, but we're building toward that. But I hope he does get to experience. And if the Steelers get in, you know, we're a podcast. We have credential.
We should
we
go.
will be able to go and get credentials
Las
to be on
Vegas.
Radio Row
Yeah.
in Vegas. If somehow the Steelers win, or even for next year, whatever. Yeah, I'd love to go and have you experience it, you guys. It's the most incredible. I've been to.
I've
to
never done it.
five,
I mean, I've been to
four
one when I was young.
that I really was involved with covering. But and when you cover it, you get on Radio Row for the week. But the thing is, you party like every single night. There's there's ESPN party. There's the Maxim party. There's this party. Players have their own party. So you're invited to all these parties. And the number one at the time, this is in 2010, our last Super Bowl that we were at
In Dallas.
in Green Bay in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
So every year they had the party, but the Maxim party was always the big one. In 2008, I finally got to go to the Maxim party. No one could get tickets to the Maxim party at that time. It was impossible to get tickets. Jerry Rice offered me $5,000 for my ticket on Radio Row. He found out I had a ticket. My buddy Rod Schwartz had a ticket. Somehow he knew the lady who knew the lady, or somehow Rod's that guy. He can get stuff. So he had this ticket. We go to the Maxim party, and it was unbelievable. Every celebrity you could imagine was there. You're all walking by, and the interesting thing was I talked to Evander Holyfield. I'm a huge boxing fan. Evander Holyfield, if you don't know, is one of the greatest heavyweights ever lived, and he's the guy that Mike Tyson bit his ear, and Tyson was in the room.
Yes.
And I talked to Tyson also, same night. But the interesting thing about Evander, I talked to him for 30 minutes, and hey, you're a heavyweight champion. You're taking hits to the head. I was one of those guys that really hard to understand.
Was he really?
Yeah, great, very smart man, brilliant, but just, you know, you fight Mike Tyson and all these fighters, it's, you know.
You can only take so many clubs in the head.
He's you know.
Why do you think a lot of these NFL football players, their lifespan is shortened?
Yeah,
Right? We have a whole list of ex-Steelers.
I guess it's a card you trade. You know, you want to do that, and you're a gladiator.
It's tough.
You're a gladiator.
That's why Lynn Swann retired early. God bless him.
Tyson was in a corner in this party, and he had bodyguards around him, and just him standing alone. And he had a bodyguard. Imagine Mike Tyson needs a bodyguard. And this big guy with no hair, a tall guy like Jason Statham kind of guy. And he has a stand-up table, and he's standing there. And there wasn't a line, but rope, but it was an imaginary line, like people just staring at him. And I said, Rod, I got to say hi to Tyson. And he goes, I don't think you should do that. I said, I really want to say hi to Tyson. He goes, I don't think you should say hi to Tyson. I said, well, how many chances am I going to get? Right. So at the time, we had a guy on the show, John Saraceno, is a wonderful writer for USA Today. He covers a lot of sports, but one of the sports he mainly covered was boxing, a great boxing writer. And John said he was a great friend of Tyson, which he was, a close friend. And he had told me this several times. I thought, that's my in. John's going to be on the show. He was on Radio Row that week because he's USA Today writer. And I thought, wow, okay, I get to talk to John. I'll kind of break the ice. I knew this, Rod didn't, so I said, I'm going. He goes, oh, my God. So he sees me. I break through the crowd, and I start walking toward him to Tyson. And the bodyguard, takes a step, and Tyson waves him off. Like, that's okay, let him in. And I came up to Mike Tyson. He's at this table, stand-up table. I'm taller than him. I'm 6 foot.
Yeah, he's not that tall.
He's a 5'10" or what. He's
right.
wide and strong. Obviously it's Mike Tyson. So I'm kind of intimidated. He's looking, the tattoo face and the whole thing. And I look at him and I said, hey, Mr. Tyson, big fan. And he's just taking it in. And I said, just wanted to say hello. And I'm a radio guy in Pittsburgh, and I have John Saraceno is on the show. And he said, now, as soon as I said the name John Saraceno, he put his drink down and he hugged me, like in a bear hug, but a scary one. Like he really tight, like I couldn't breathe. Like his arms were around me and his head was buried in my chest.
Oof.
In my chest. People were looking like, what is going on? I didn't know what was going on. I'm just like, my arms are to the side. He's holding me. I'm like a gazelle when they have a lion holding you or something. Right. Like, am I going to die? What's going to happen? So he's holding me and he starts in an emotional state. That's all I hear. Buried in my chest, I hear, John Saraceno is a very dear friend of mine. He is such a dear friend. Please tell him I said hello. I go, I will, Mike. And he goes, tighter. And I go, please promise me you'll tell John Saraceno. He's crying. I'm within a very dear friend of mine. Please tell him. I promise. Well, I will. And he just let me go, and I ran away. That's my Mike Tyson.
As fast as you could.
Yeah. So I was Vander Holyfield and Tyson the same.
Wow.
Pretty cool,
two
right?
Legends.
Yeah. And he has the ear. He didn't replace the ear thing, Holyfield.
He did not.
No, there's still a little bite mark.
Ooh.
Little notch, little bite. I couldn't help stare at it.
Ooh.
I had to stare at it. I was waiting for him to go, you staring at my bite mark? No, I'm not. I wouldn't do that. How about in the same room, too?
Wow.
They're friends now.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
He forgave.
Yeah.
Yeah, $100 million will do that.
I understand.
So, John, you were telling me some interesting stuff off. You were bringing out about singing. We're switching gears.
Oh, yeah.
Switching gears over to singing here. Oh, wait.
Uh,
before I get into that, I just want to mention to everybody, I thank everybody who listened, who bought tickets to the show. And I still have a few tickets available. I'm appearing at the Oaks of January 20th. This will air before that. Saturday, January 20th at the Oaks in Oakmont, 7:30. Go to theoakstheater.com. Still a few tickets available. I'd love to see you. If you come to the show, please come up and say hello to me. Say, hey, Jim, I listened to you on a podcast with you and John. So do that. Please come up. It's the Oaks Theater, January 20th, theoakstheater.com for tickets. All right, switching back now, John.
No, wait. The Oaks Theater first. Larry's going to be with you.
Larry's my host. He's the greatest host, and he's funny.
I just shared your post. Becky is going to be opening.
Becky Kimball.
I think she's fantastic.
You saw her.
Is she going to get to do more than 2 songs?
Yes, we were at Steamworks, and
she's coming to Steamworks, by the way, for her own show.
That was awesome. You did that because we were talking about. I said,
I think she's
great.
great.
Do a set here, and she is in a Stevie Nicks tribute band.
Yeah.
But she could sing anything. Her own voice is great.
She's
but
talented.
When she does Stevie Nicks, it'll blow you away. But yeah, she's going to do a full-fledged opening act. She's worth the ticket alone. I'm not kidding. Becky Kimball's worth.
She's great. She's great. Now, I'm going to be in Harmarville doing an acoustic show at the Sons of God Motorcycle Club.
Whoa. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That same night. No, we end early.
I have to come over.
No. I'm going to come to your show.
Okay.
Yeah, our show's like at 7:00.
Okay, you can come right over.
It is the coolest. I am so excited. I've done this before. The Sons of God are a Christian motorcycle group.
Wow.
Now, these guys, the tattoos, the piercings, the leather.
Yeah.
You see them and you want to grab your children and run.
Yeah.
But they are the most beautiful, loving, generous. These are all bikers.
Yeah.
And they have a little acoustic it's a church. It's their clubhouse. And then once a month they have this thing called the Coffee House. Jim's been there with me running sound engineering. And just a quick story. Last time we were there, one of the bikers came up to me at our set break, and he said, "John," he said, "I understand. I heard that your wife struggles with muscular dystrophy."
Okay.
And I said, "Yeah, that's true." He said, "Would you mind if the guys prayed for her?"
Wow.
And I said, "No, that would be
cool.
really, really cool." And I'm thinking, they're gonna add my Michelle onto their prayer list. No,
Right.
no. So he says, okay, follow me. So we go outside onto the street, and there's 9 bikers in a circle.
And they prayed right there?
Oh, yeah. And he said, fellas, John said it's okay that we lift his wife up for a healing prayer.
Wow, man.
And I just stood there in a state of shock.
How'd you find these people? I've never heard of this.
Well, I met them because of a very generous man who is also a biker, a guy named Seeker, who supports our Band Together Pittsburgh autism music programs. And he told me about the coffee house at the Sons of God in Harmerville. And I booked a gig and fell in love. And then this is our second one.
So these bikers, you go to it looks like Sons of Anarchy.
They do.
On
They
AMC
do.
or whatever, and it's got that look.
But it's non-alcoholic. They have food, soft drinks, and they're just cool. So we'll be done early, and I'm going to come over to the Oaks.
Initiation, you got to drink a bottle of apple juice.
Yeah, bottle of apple
and pray
juice.
for 10 hours straight.
Yeah.
What?
Get on your knees and drink.
You're
going to
pray
juice.
for hours, and you're in.
So it was very cool.
You're in.
But I got off track because we were talking about the 20th.
But anyway,
you're at the Oaks. I'm at Sons of God. The Froggy story.
We were talking. So obviously,
Taylor
we're talking
Swift.
music, and John is obviously a singer-songwriter. And but anyway, John was at Froggy, and we started talking about Taylor Swift
and her Pittsburgh connection.
And the Pittsburgh connection. And Taylor Swift's extremely talented. She really is. She writes her own
really
songs.
is.
She performs.
Yeah.
She writes her own. She's a real deal.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you're saying the Pittsburgh connection. Describe.
Well, I think most people know that there's a strong Pittsburgh connection. Taylor talks about it. She's from Pennsylvania, Wyomissing, which is right outside of Reading, PA. Mm-hmm. And I was at Froggy Country Radio a few days ago, being interviewed again for our Band Together Pittsburgh, our autism music programs. And one of their main DJ and a guy that's been with them from the beginning, Danger, was interviewing me, and he told me the Taylor Swift story. And I'll give you the quick version that basically when they started Froggy Radio here in Pittsburgh, 20 years ago or whatever it was, they had Danger as a DJ, and they had a program manager, and this program manager was friends of Taylor Swift's father. So Mr. Swift would send this fella recordings of his little girl, playing guitar and singing, and the program manager would share those recordings with Danger and get his opinion and so on and so forth.
When you first told this story, I thought the story was going to be that sent the daughter's songs Taylor Swift, and he went, "She ain't gonna make it."
Well,
Sorry,
he wasn't really impressed, because Danger said. He said, "Look, it sounds like an 11-year-old girl singing and playing guitar. There's nothing,
Not yet, yeah.
Right.
But,
so I guess a few years later, the Swifts moved to Nashville. And at that point, as Danger shared the story, the program manager at Froggy connected them with a friend of his, a guy named Ray Pronto, who had just purchased Big Machine Records. And Ray Pronto in the world of business is famous because he started and built a huge company called Service Link.
Okay.
Service Link is a mortgage title closing business. They were internationally known. They were huge. Mr. Pronto started it from scratch, sold the company, did very well, and then decided to buy this small label in Nashville called, is it Big Machine, Jim? Was that it, right?
Right.
One of his very first signings was a little girl named Taylor Swift.
My God.
And the rest is history.
Now he's a zillionaire.
And then in 2016, Ray sold Big Machine, and had another very successful thing. And the program manager who made that whole connection, he now and has for years worked for the Taylor Swift organization.
That's a cool story. I was at a Penguin game. It's right hand to God. I'm not making this up because they just said that about Taylor. But I'm at a Penguin game, and Christina Aguilera does the national anthem. She's like 10.
Yeah.
She crushes it, and I'm sitting there going, "Wow!" Guy behind me, I hear him loud. She ain't going nowhere.
She ain't gonna make it.
I was like, this guy's kind of mean. She's 10. She ain't going nowhere. She just ain't got it.
Yeah, she ain't got it.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
well, I guess when Taylor Swift came to Pittsburgh last summer, all the Froggy guys and Mr. Pronto, and she set them all up, of course, in a VIP
That's
suite.
so cool, man.
Yeah. So she, is very appreciative of her Pittsburgh connection.
Yeah. She's doing well. She needs a break.
She's doing pretty
Hope
good.
that kid gets a break.
Yeah. Our engineer likes her a lot. Mr.
Yeah,
Patulski.
Of course.
He's a fan.
Who wouldn't, right?
She's fabulous.
She's making so much money.
Yeah.
She may go after Bill Gates eventually.
She's probably already there. Now, the movie, Jim, didn't you say the movie,
She did a movie.
was one of the biggest grossing movies of all time? Number one.
Well,
Engineer
for
Jim Patulski
documentaries.
said her movie was the number one grossing movie in
documentary.
history.
For
Concert movie.
Yeah.
Concert movie. Number one. Better than The Last Waltz, which I've always...
It's got to be pressure on her.
Woodstock.
Everything she touches is gold. There's got to be pressure.
Yeah.
Everything she does has to be a zillion. Make $1 zillion, sell a zillion products. It's full of pressure.
Did you see
I'll
the
take that kind of
Golden
pressure.
Globes where she got a little pissed about that joke?
No.
Oh, it was classic. You have to see it. So the host, what was the host's name again, Jim? Choi or anyhow. The host basically said the difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL is that on the Golden Globes you won't see as many shots of Taylor Swift.
Oh, wow.
So they then panned the camera to her.
Funny.
It was funny.
Okay.
It was real fun.
But-
She didn't like it.
No.
Oh, no.
See, that's bad. You don't want to get on our bad side.
She was angry.
Did you ever see The Sopranos? You don't want to get on Tony's bad side
I
because
know.
the Swifties are tough. They come at you.
They'll kill you.
Oh, they'll come at you. You got to watch that. You always want to be on a good side.
And what are the tickets cost now? Like $2,000 or something?
She needs the money, yeah. A couple thousand.
Yeah.
She has bills to
She
pay.
does.
Yours,
She does.
John Vento's tickets are only 1,500 people. So this is a
1,500?
man who's going little disc. Yeah, yours
I'm
only
willing to
1,500
discount them to a $10 cover charge of Moondogs. I would.
You would do a Moondog cover?
Or Sons of God, no cover. That's even
Really?
better. That's it.
Just prayers.
Yeah.
That's all
Just
right.
prayers.
I'll work for
Bring
prayers.
your rosaries.
I work for prayers. I need those. Switching gears here, I tell you, I had a traumatic week here.
Why?
Not traumatic, but I got glasses for the first time in my life.
Prescription?
Yeah, prescription glasses. Now, not to wear all the time.
Right.
Allegedly, my girlfriend, Michelle, she thinks
She's here with us today.
Yeah, she's watching this.
I know.
She thinks I can't drive at night. This is what she says.
Wow.
Just because I hit a couple things,
right.
they were inanimate
They
objects.
overreact.
That
Women
were
overreact.
on the road, like an embankment or whatever. Shouldn't have been there. Just because I hit it a few times, it just jutted out a little too much, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's a design flaw personally, but I took my car out a couple times, hit it. And at night, so I noticed it when it rained, Actually, deer were worried about me.
Deer were worried
would
about you.
stop and say, tell
Get
the
out of
other
the way.
deer, don't get near the road.
Get away
when
from
he's
Jimmy.
making the bend. Stay away from. You could see them alarmed, like when I drive by. So I went to get glasses, and I actually told the doctor because I have 20/20 in one eye, and 20/30 in the other. And
So that's good, right? I mean,
yeah, well, it's borderline. And
Okay.
I said, yeah, my girlfriend says I can't see at night well. He goes, well, I guess that's a pretty good idea because your one eye's probably straining more and it'll be balanced to have glasses for nighttime. So I get the glasses. And there's pressure. There was 100 million glasses in front of me.
Oh, yeah. And they're expensive.
They're very expensive.
Very expensive.
And these were like not most expensive ones because I knew they weren't great. I am bad choice at fashion stuff. So I look like, did you remember Sherman and Peabody
No.
cartoon? I look like Sherman.
Jimmy's
not a good look.
Jim remembers.
It's not a good look.
I'll look Sherman up after the show.
But I sent the photo to Michelle and there was no comment.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, I knew what that meant. Wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
No. But I think when you see them live, no, she's saying no. They're going to look good. They'll look, they are kind of weird looking. I don't know
Yeah, but
what
do
I
they
look
work?
like.
Do they help you?
I don't know yet. I just because I just did
wanna
the
show you
thing, I didn't have them on yet, but the glasses are so big. They're like, remember Sally Jesse Raffi? I think I picked women's glasses by mistake. I'm not sure, but we'll find out. What are you doing? What do you got?
I know
there?
we're not on video, but
you got like lights
Jim,
in your glasses.
So I no longer
What
buy.
is that?
I'm going to tell you. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I no longer
No,
buy
I'm here.
prescription glasses because I lose them. So I buy reading glasses, And I went to CVS the other day.
Oh my!
And I noticed that the only reading glasses they had were pretty expensive, like $30.
Right.
But they were better quality. And then I discovered that they had little flashlights in them.
I want them so bad.
And these are for like old people like me.
I don't
So
care. I
not
want them
only
so bad.
do I have
I'm old
their
too, by the way.
2.75 magnification, and how about these beams?
Yeah, I want them on my new
Yeah.
glasses.
How
I wonder if
about
I
the
can
beams?
get them put on.
Now,
Now that would make my glasses.
So you
look
have
good.
like a
If
little
I have
thing-
a couple little headlights on there.
yeah.
I think that people would be jealous.
So can I just say something to you about your story about the glasses and,
Yeah.
and your girlfriend Michelle?
Yeah,
Women overreact. We know this.
I think so.
Do you know my wife called me a distracted driver?
That's
That's bullshit.
that's
okay?
a nice way of saying it.
She said you are a distracted
You're a
driver.
distracted driver.
And she forced me 2 years ago to get rid of a car that I loved. I had this 2012 Genesis.
Okay.
Loaded, gorgeous, solid.
Okay.
And she said, you will get rid of that car.
Yeah.
And you will buy a new car that has all the safety features.
Like what?
That so when
drives for you?
you cross the center line, it goes beep, 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 beep. And the
nice.
rear view mirrors, if someone's next to you, they light up.
I love
and-
that. I got that. I love that one.
So she forced me. She
Yeah.
forced me to get rid of the car that I loved, and I've got a new car, and it's nice because of this claim that it's similar to you're being accused of things that are not true.
Yeah, I still.
And
wouldn't-
as I
don't
was.
know. I kind of like the glasses if I get lights
do?
on them.
Well, you could probably add them.
I want to. Yeah, I'm saying. But anyway, so you got
Anyhow,
this
that's
car.
all. I just
That's all right.
I'm
That's
still
nice.
upset about it to this day.
Why? Because those beeps. Those are good
They-
things.
they
I
do
love
work.
that.
They
I
do work.
have that. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't.
The only thing I don't like is the steering thing. That
What's wrong with it?
well, where you if you have that steering thing and it can sometimes jerk you.
I think
You know-
that's something wrong with your car, John.
You think so?
seriously.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
I don't think that's a feature
You think
actually.
so? It's the lane
Pretty sure.
thing. I don't like it.
No, I don't think that's.
I just
real.
have a Honda Accord. I mean, you drive a Mercedes. I mean, you're Jim
telling you.
Krenn.
Well, yeah, but you know what though? It took me a year to figure out some of the features.
Oh, I'm sure.
I just learned a new feature. There's lights inside the car, and I didn't realize I could change the lights.
Really?
They were blue forever. Now they're purple.
You can change the color.
I have 64 colors I can change.
Oh my God.
I'm crazy, and I change every hour. Change the color. Everything in the car, I change the color.
Isn't it amazing
I'm
the
going
technology in
purple
these
right now.
cars?
Okay, there's one technology I won't do it. I don't care what anybody says. I don't believe it. I have this parking thing on my car. It's a little
Is it the
camera.
automatic?
Yeah. And what it'll do is it'll find a space and it will park for me and back in without me touching the steering wheel or the brakes or anything or the gas. I mean, it parks the car for me.
No, not me.
I am not. I don't trust it's going to park the car for me.
I agree with you.
I will only do that if they ever come up with it parks the car and goes into the store and gets something for me while I sit there and wait.
Well-
then I will go for a chance for it. But
Would you ever drive a Tesla where you just let go of everything?
I was a passenger in one. Mark Eddy's lovely wife, Cindy, she has a Tesla in L.A., and I was out there about 10 months ago, almost a year ago, and we were driving it, and she showed me. It was driving,
Oh yeah, just let go of everything.
you know, for what was on, you
I'm
know,
sorry.
just kind of on a straightaway, but it was using gas, brakes, slow, and it was the most incredible thing. They don't have the driverless cars coming eventually. One day it'll come, but we're still about 25 years away, they said. That's what I was told.
Well, I mean,
Do you know Pittsburgh was the hub for
yes,
for that?
we did the offices.
We had the designers.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
still
Uber's still here,
it
right?
was
With
Uber.
their center.
Uh-huh, one of them. Yeah.
Jim, speaking of Pittsburgh and technology, sad news on the moon thing.
Oh,
Remember we talked about it the last show?
Yeah, I was so excited. You said
Jim,
it's
what
gonna be
happened
Mission
is
Control was here.
it got off track, right? And
What happened?
the propeller,
no more?
it's over.
Wait,
It
the
didn't-
actual vehicle,
It's gone.
the ship.
The ship.
Oh my! Thank God there was nobody.
No,
in
Jim,
on
will
that.
it just go right out into space, or
Wow, we lost it.
they
Can't bring it back. It
That
just
shit-
went.
What, 17 years of work? 16 years invested in this thing.
Whoa!
So the takeoff went fine, right? Everything was looking good.
somebody got fired.
And then at some point, the propellant,
The rocket went nuts. It's technical.
the lunar lander.
Oh my God!
How shitty is that?
Well, bad for the guy who messed it up. Somebody in the line's going, "This is the greatest moment of my life." In Pittsburgh, because this is Mission Control. It's the greatest moment of my life. I can't believe it. I am going to be in history. history books with this. Hey, Bob, we lost it. What? And he's let go. He's
Can you
driving
believe
Uber
it?
today, which is a fine job.
Yeah.
That man. But
anyhow, I didn't mean to.
no, that's
we're having a good,
interesting.
positive discussion.
That was very interesting.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Well, we had to update people on that because we did go a little crazy.
We did. We
talking
talked
that
about it last
week,
show,
Mission
and
Control. So
and
what
then,
happens now with Mission Control? We're done.
it's over.
Well, can we do another one? We can't do
I
another
don't
one. It's
know.
only $10-15 billion. What the heck?
I have no idea.
Ask Taylor Swift for a loan. Build
She
another.
probably
and
could finance
and
it.
get it going.
But how about back
That's
to a
terrible.
more positive thing?
I'm still crushed over it, but good.
How about your hot dog truck being in Butler, Pennsylvania?
Thank you.
Please
Yes.
tell us about it. That's
Yes,
exciting to me.
We have a hot dog truck now. Yeah, we're going to do a big publicity thing, but we can sneak a little publicity on it now. Yinzer dogs are coming, and we have a hot dog truck to start. We're going to brick and mortar, and we'll have press release.
Where's the
coming out
truck
and all that.
today? Because I'm going to go find it and buy a hot dog.
Outside your door. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
It was a surprise. No.
I want a Yinzer dog.
I don't know. We never know where the truck
Can I
is.
text
guess-
Doug and find out?
Yeah, you could just text and find it. I'm sure it's somewhere. I don't know if it's out today. It may be resting. It was a trial run. We're trying to.
Oh, it was just a
Yeah,
trial
we're just
run?
getting things going. Just start. We're going to do. Eventually, I'll announce we're going to do Bloom's cigars in front of there on a Saturday. We'll grab one of their days. We're practicing right now. They got to get it all down, and then
I'm texting him right now.
Larry.
I want a
Larry
Yinzer
was
dog.
there. Larry said the Yinzer dog was phenomenal, but he also said the kielbasa was a huge hit. He said.
Oh, so you're doing Yinzer kielbasa too?
Hot dog, kielbasa, fries, and pierogi bits. They're called little baby pierogies. But Larry called me back. He talked to me, and he called me back to talk about the kielbasa, which was alarming because I was like, he called me back. I'm like, what's going on? He says, I'll tell you about the kielbasa again. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
He really loved it. I
This
thought
is
we were
very
talking
exciting.
business. He goes, now I'm talking about the kielbasa. I said,
This
okay.
is very exciting for you guys.
I'm
Congratulations.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, it's a lot of years in the making, but with our other products, we have,
Yeah.
the cards. We have Soda Pop is available in Giant Eagle and Grandpa Joe's.
Yep.
They've great stores, Grandpa Joe's. You get a chance to check that place out. I love Grandpa Joe's. I can get lost in there.
That's an amazing,
Right?
amazing.
Yeah, and the Market District's Giant Eagle, which we love, and so it's fun. Dan Marino's
You'll be
involved.
singing at the Yinzer Fest
Yeah, that's coming
in
up.
April?
Is that April? I can't wait for
April
that. because
27th.
I can't wait. I can't take the weather. I hate this.
Tell them what song you're going to sing.
10th Avenue Freeze Out,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, that's good.
Got to bring some. Yeah, a little Bruce.
Yep.
My idol.
And
My
Larry,
idol.
Larry will be singing.
Yeah, I would tell you the time I met Bruce, man.
Did you?
Yeah, I was,
When Krzyzewski brought him in?
yeah, it was a long a time ago.
Soldiers and Sailors.
Yeah, and it was a really emotional moment. I idolized this guy. I've seen
Yeah.
him more maybe than anybody, and I saw him downstairs, and he looked at me, and I swear to God, this is the poetic thing. I was waiting. Hey, Bruce, how you doing, man? Hey, man, where's the bathroom?
Yeah.
Where's the can?
Where's the
Down
can?
the hall. Over there. That was what he told me. I carried that the rest
That
of
was
my life.
good.
I made a tattoo.
That
of it
could
on my
have.
chest.
Where's
Where's
the can from Bruce?
Yeah. I thought touching. But still.
Well, you've seen my pictures
he's
in my
really
studio,
humble.
right? You've seen those photos?
Yeah, of course.
1978.
Yeah. He's a
front
very
row.
humble guy. He's real cool.
Oh, yeah.
Bruce.
Well, our buddy Harry Hayden's his limo driver. Harry.
Harry's
We got to
everyone's
get him
limo
on a
driver.
guest. Well,
Harry is the man. He is, yeah.
but Harry has spent more time with Bruce privately.
I think so than anyone.
And we
Probably,
will.
as far as,
he
you
has
know.
some great, really cool Bruce stories.
Harry, his brother, Michael Hayden,
Yeah.
another great guy.
Ex-CIA agent.
The head of the CIA.
Head of the CIA.
And
He was
NSA.
more than an agent.
But the
He was
funny thing,
the director.
The funny thing about it is, these are Pittsburgh guys, genuine,
Yep.
down to earth. But Harry's photos, if you look on his phone of his photos,
Unbelievable.
well, it's casual. He'll be showing you photos, and I'll be looking. And there was, like, one day I'm watching, it's just he's flipping through, and there's him, and all of a sudden there's him in the White House with his Steeler jersey on next to George W. Bush, man. Which was, wait, let me look at that. He has a Steeler jersey on. Everyone's in suits. Harry's in a Steeler jersey with GW. And he said he was cool. He said George W. was cool. Oh, that's
And
Harry,
then
but that's his life. He's all
Pete
these,
Townsend, Roger Daltrey, Bruce Springsteen,
Harry got to write a book.
Beyonce.
Yeah.
I got a Jimmy Buffett autograph thing from Harry somewhere.
He knows everybody.
Yeah. Jimmy died.
And he's
Jimmy
funny.
Buffett died.
I know. God rest his life. He was
Yeah.
the coolest, too, Jimmy. I love
Yeah,
Jimmy
that was
Buffett,
unexpected.
big
I don't
fan.
think the public knew that he was
No, I didn't know
sick.
he was sick.
No.
Did you?
I did not know. I mean, I don't know him personally, but I was a little shocked. And
Great book to read. Pirate Looks at 50.
oh
You'll
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
His life story
I don't
at that
read,
time. To
Jim.
that point.
I don't read.
Do a book on tape.
I do audio, or
You do it?
I'm more of a visual guy.
Yeah,
so I
book on
watch
tape's
the
the way to go.
documentaries. Yeah, when
That's
I'm
cool.
driving in my car.
I don't know if Buffett narrates the book on tape. Part looks at 50, but I
bet he
recommend
does.
it. He might.
Yeah.
It's just really cool because you don't know his. You know, the thing about Jimmy Buffett, but he does there's a story. I don't want to give it all away. I don't want people to get it, but there's a story where he and Bono, Buffett flew his own plane, and it was where he and Bono were flying in the Caribbean. His plane was forced to land in the ocean because they thought they were drug smugglers. And
Wow,
him
you're kidding.
and Bono in the water, like treading water.
Wow.
But anyway, but Buffett is he'll be missed, but his music forever. I've seen him a million times too.
Really, I never saw him once.
Yeah, you did?
Not once. No.
Yeah, the first time I saw him, I had a white shirt on, white shorts. It was summer, beautiful day, and I had a big margarita, like a red one, and I'm smiling. And this is the coolest thing in the world. As soon as I thought the coolest thing in the world, the word "world," and a beach ball hit me and just splattered me. I look like I was. You know what? An interesting thing is, my other buddy Jim Shento, he runs limo companies.
Yeah, I know Jim.
We were talking about how the Eagles, when the Eagles were coming back, and
I
they
know where
aren't
you're
the best
going
of
with
friends,
this.
and
They sure are
and
not.
how they had backstage of Starlight were curtains, so you didn't see the person until you walked on stage. You didn't see anybody.
I know.
I mean, that is some good anger there. Held on. You don't even want to see them until you walk on stage.
Do you know how their plane is set
When
up
they walk
when they
off?
fly?
Is it
The
separate?
seats in a circle like this. I mean, I know the people
Right.
listening can't
Okay.
see this.
Well.
So they don't have to have contact with each other. So in other words,
Wow.
the seats are set up so they don't. Isn't that terrible?
I-
Could you imagine being in a band
And
and
the
you don't
seats
just?
on a plane, I wonder. I bet they're mad if someone gets extra peanuts on the plane.
I'm sure they are.
Right? Why not?
Yeah, I don't get it.
If Joe Welsh gets 2 bags, I want 2 bags.
Yeah, well, he's the coolest of the bunch.
Well, yeah. There's some talent there.
Yeah, just a little. Just
and
a little.
Henley's one of the greatest songwriters, I think.
He's
of this
he's a
generation and
genius.
last.
You can't take any of it
Right?
away.
His writing is amazing.
Did you ever read the Don Felder book,
No.
From Heaven and Hell?
No.
Now that either I
Is
actually
that on
actually did
tape?
read that.
You
book
read that?
years.
That
I was
wasn't a
younger.
book on
I was
tape?
younger and I was stronger.
Okay.
It's
What do
phenomenal.
you need strength to read?
Yeah, you won't put
Younger,
it down.
stronger to read.
I was stronger.
Hey, you have glasses with lights on them. You
I
could
do.
read. You could show off reading. I would read all the time with those glasses.
Yeah, I'm going to put them on again just to make you
Yeah,
jealous.
close the show on that. As we close
There
the
they
show,
are.
John is wearing his glasses with lights. I'll take a photo over here so we can get them.
And you know what? With these lights on, you look a lot younger.
You do, man. You look really.
No, you look.
Oh,
a lot
I look
younger.
young. Oh, really?
Because I'm doing the laser
Does
beam.
it give me like a halo or
It does.
a nice U? I'll take a picture for everybody to see. I'll have to post that for you. All right. Hey, thank you so much for listening, everyone. And David Bogo, thank you for doing the show. Our Steeler fan. Go Steelers, baby. Go Steelers. Hopefully next time we're talking about an upset. But either way, congratulations to the Steelers on a great
Great year.
season making the playoffs. John Vento, Jim Patulski, myself, Jim Krenn. This is Jim Krenn, No Restrictions.